The artist I'm meeting today is Crovisier. What I like about Jill is that she's very free-spirited, and at the same time she's very rooted in earth and nature. There really is an amazing balance between a feeling of lightness and strength in her dance performances. I also like the fact that she has a passion for igniting the spark of dance. And more generally, she has a really impressive track record for her young age.
Because you're filled with
Hi.
moon. Hi, Jill.
That's okay.
Well, let's go with this. Okay, so I'm recording. I'm recording. Okay, so.
Hello, Jill.
Hello.
Welcome back to the second attempt. We tried this already a couple of weeks ago, but the background noise was too loud, so we're happy that you accepted to come back and do a second interview with us.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Great. So let's go back to Jill. Growing up, you were a very sporty little girl. So did all kind tennis and what else? And then ballet. And
yes.
Eventually you decided to go for ballet. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. So as you said, like I grew up being very active. Like we spent our childhood in the woods and playing outside, riding rollerblades, skateboarding, bikes. I was swimming as well and playing tennis. And around the age of 8, even though dance and music has always been very present in our home, I went to a dance school. I was actually 7. It was a private dance school in Esch. And then when I was 8 and old enough, I could go to the Conservatory of Music and Dance in Esch outside. And that's actually where my dance course, like my dance education, started with ballet when I was 8 years old.
And then you go on, and then all of a sudden you fly out to the big world at a quite young age.
Yes.
Right.
So just to come back a bit to my childhood and how I grew up, we always went to camping in the summer in France, so we had this very simple and beautiful childhood, again a lot outside, connected to nature with my 2 brothers playing around. And eventually when I was 16, I was really lucky because I got selected by the British Council of Arts to participate in the China EU Art School, and that was in China. So when I was 16, I left Europe with my little luggage and I went far out, and it was also the first time I really got pushed into the far world, and I discovered some very different culture, and as well I was able to meet very young, talented dancers, and that was also the point, let's say, the shift in my younger ages where I knew I want to become a professional dancer. So here we are in Rumelange. It's a city in the south of Luxembourg. I grew up here. I was born in '87, actually another town because we don't have a hospital here. I grew up playing a lot outside as a kid, as a young child with my brothers and friends. We used to go a lot in parks and especially in forests. This place here has been a place of inspiration since I'm very young. I think it's a place where I've learned a lot. And in general, my connection to nature is quite strong. Wherever I travel in the world, I feel like going out there and just connecting to something very real and true. Gives me the space to just think about life in general. I love the sounds in forests, and I just feel like connecting to nature is something, it's a privilege that I have here.
I believe also that, as I said, like nature is changing with the time, and so are humans as well. And it's fascinating to just observing at one time like nature, and at the other time observing humans in general, observing societies, observing how things are evolving. I mean, I'm fascinated by music and vibrant life, of course, and big cities and things that are just like full of power. But at the same time, I believe that the most beautiful gift is just having moments of silence, you know, and listening to raindrops like now, or just listening to some breathing and air. And for me, stillness is something very important and special, also in my moments of creation or my moments of such only self-questioning and just finding an inner peace, you know. As humans, we're always trying to somehow accelerate and gain so much power and move on fast and consume so much, rather than when I just connect with nature, I feel so small. And I feel that the power comes from somewhere else, you know. And this power is also sharing this energy with me. We live in a very digital world, a very fast world, in a shiny world, and a lot of like showing off somehow, rather than just being silent, you know, rather than just being creative without wanting to put so many statements out there or something, to just understand that this connection is freeing yourself so much.
But I know that you give through your dance. When you perform, you give through your choreographies, but you also give through teaching. Because you teach not only professional dancers, but also people who have never danced, and sometimes underprivileged children or maybe adults, I don't know. Can you tell us a bit about that, why you are doing that?
So that's for me one. I mean, I do it. I don't do it full time because, of course, I have my work as a dancer and choreographer. But that's one of the most important parts in my work. Is as I told you before, for me, dance is for everyone, and dance comes from everywhere, and is done by everyone. And the real essence of dance is not just being a super talented and technical dancer on a stage and getting the applause, but there's so much more about it. And there is this exchange and this retransmission of so many values. And yes, I teach, sometimes I do some, I replace teachers, for example, in the conservatory when I'm here, or I teach, and then it really depends, as you said. It can be projects that are like very focused project on a certain, with certain people that have a bit of a therapeutic aspect. It can be professional dance, it can be professional company, it can be an university for higher degrees in dance, and it can be leading a workshop with 80 people somewhere in the jungle. So it's very, very diverse. But within this diversity, there's little things that come back. And sometimes there is this kind of magic happening, and you feel that person, and I'm talking about a child or an adult or whoever, and that this kind of magic sometimes is lost in the professional field because we are there like it's about to make work, and and to create pieces, and you know, it's like dance is work, and sometimes we lose this magic, what it is actually about. What is this thing that fascinates people that come to watch dance? What is actually this thing that fascinates yourself about dance? Why do you dance? Why are we also like taken by it? And when I do this kind of, like, let's say, projects, I get it really clearly, and it happens sometimes less. And I can also not describe this, but there I feel like really fulfilled, because I feel like there is something has opened up. I feel also myself as a young choreographer and producer, and someone who has a company, and someone who is creating pieces, and also offering jobs, to somehow get back to the simple things, also for young professional dancers, you know, to get back to what are the roots of what we do, what are your roots, you know, and to somehow prepare them also a bit, because it's tough out there, you know, but that doesn't mean that you cannot make it, and it doesn't mean that you need to be like this, and everyone that goes on my way, go away, not at all, and it's just the opposite, you know, and to just, sharing experiences as much as I can, because I would not call myself a teacher, you know. Teacher for me is a very high definition, and I don't know who's a teacher in this world, but because you are yourself, let's say a student, or you learn always, you know. So always when someone asks me, are you a teacher? I'm like, oh yeah, I wish one day I can call myself a teacher, but I think that I try to give this idea of being interesting to learn, you know, or to meet teachers, and to understand that everything around us is teaching you, as long as you open up your senses, and as long as you also open up your heart and your mind and your body to bring in, and that you understand that not everything is about success in life, and that not everything is about like winning or whatever, but that life is just a process of learning until your end. And within this, I think that you can really grow to some kind of interesting flower for yourself again, because unfortunately also in the dance world we are often like, it's a lot about competition, it's a lot about having the perfect body, having the technique, working for the best companies and stuff, and so you can still be unhappy, and so you can still not find your position in it, you know, because you desire always something else than who you are. And while teaching and it's not necessarily only about dance, it's through dance and through music, because music is very important as well, to just be able to express yourself, and to open yourself to go and be creative with whatever comes to you in this world. Being creative is not only for artists, it's not only for people like me. I'm a creator because I create a dance piece, like yes, and everyone feels like, wow, this is art, because we put a stamp on it. I believe, I don't want to say like everyone should be like an artist or something, but there is something inside that gives us the possibility, if you can, of course, depending on what is your life situation and where you're at, and of course, but to just go and be creative with your own life. Yes.
And I would like to go back to that point of choreography. I was trying to find some figures or statistics about gender diversity or gender representation in the dance world. I only found really figures for ballet, which is quite gendered, and I was a bit shocked to read that in 2018 and 19, for the 50 top ballet companies, 81% of the choreographers were men. So I don't know how if it is the same in the field of modern contemporary dance. What do you gather? Is it overwhelmingly men in the choreography space?
I think it's present still. I cannot deny it. I cannot say no, we are there. I mean, for myself, I'm not fighting against men. I'm not saying, I'm here, I'm filming choreography. No, you know, like for me, I try for myself to not see a difference. If I see a choreography and the work is well, I don't care who made it, to be honest, you know. And unfortunately, in our society, as a male, you get more importance, and it's more like, yeah, it's just like that. What can we do? You know, it's like you the young girl, and come on, you know, like I can't take you that serious.
Yeah.
But if you look now in the modern world, like I think that a woman has to fight a bit more, in the sense of really have to prove maybe a bit more. But at the end, when I look personally back in the last 20 years, when I see the leading choreographers, like the female one, are really there. Like I think in modern dance, like people like Pina Bausch, it's and then all of them who started with ballet, with contemporary, like the real beginners of it, like Marie Wigman or Martha Graham. These are female like heroes. You know, they came and they did their thing. And they're also there to do something new, you know, and they have a voice, you know, and I think they have a voice today also. So, to be honest, like this whole gender thing, I try for myself to not get frustrated about it, or to be like, I need to do more than someone else, you know. I try to keep it like balanced, and I try to be aware that it's there. I try also to look for communication or like kind of conversation if I feel like you have to respect me now. It's not because I'm a young woman and that you put me in any kind of stereotype or whatever that I cannot do what you do, you know. You have to get your respect out there for sure, unfortunately. But you know, I know where I'm coming from and I know what I did. I try also to stand for equality, of course, also in my work and how I work and how I am with my dancers. I mean, the theme of gender identification is also part somehow of my work, you know, like the short film Neil Linda, it's also about that. Yeah, but for your question, it is there. It is there, but if I go into this too much, it's just holding me back, you know, and I just do, and rather someone respects me for what I do and who I am, and not because I'm blonde and because I'm a woman that is 32 years old. And if someone does, then I don't want to deal too much for it. But that I do what I do now, and that I stand in this position where I stand, I give something also, you know, I show something, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I do action, I take action without, you know,
no, for sure.
It's there and it just exists inside of a privilege, of course, because again, there it comes also, it's not only gender, it's also your skin color, it's a lot of things, you know, and there we are still far away to become equal in that sense, so yeah.
when we met, I remember your answer because I asked you about, what would be your dream that you would like to achieve in your lifetime, and you answered that was maybe not the right way to see it, because if you have a dream and you don't fulfill it, you might actually miss other things, other opportunities. And you've talked a lot now about being open and seizing opportunities.
Because since then it was interesting, I was rethinking about the question. And I was like, why I came also out with this directly, what are your dreams? That I was like, and then I came into, and I was saying, look, having dreams is, of course, it's normal, it's beautiful, and everyone should have dreams, and it gives you also purpose in life and all these things. Yes. But it's also sometimes dangerous, because we talk about these big dreams, and many people, they having this one dream thing, but they never going there, and they might lose a lot of things, or they might be sad at the end because they were wishing for something that they were never going to achieve. So there's also different dreams in life. Anyway, we're not going to come back to this whole conversation, but I felt like, whoa, that was really don't have dreams. Not at all. We live with our dreams. They are our inspirations. They are our mirror. But there's so many different dreams. So it's just about making sure to know, like as a child, my dream was to become a very big ballerina. I'm not a famous ballerina today, but I do feel still thankful for what I am, and there is a gratitude, and there is a certain also, I adapt myself inside of these dreams. Of course, I can be there sitting crying, I never be worried, my legs are not beautiful, and whatever. I can, of course, and it's still part of me, this broken, of course. But then I felt like, why did I respond that way? Is that I realized today that actually a dream somehow came true, I live in a dream. And I don't want to say this is all about stars and ooh, everything is perfect, not at all. I live a dream in the sense of that I can dance, I can create, I feel like I get support, there is a certain establishment, there's a certain freedom for me to go, so within this dream of dancing and working in the field of dance, I'm in it, But of course, you can ask me today, what is inside of this, your dream? Yeah, I can tell you, as I told you, oh my God, my dream would be to work for Paris Opera Ballet and make a piece for them. But then I try for myself to not be like, if I don't achieve this in 10 years, I stop my career and that's it, no one is gonna, no. Well, I feel like I really have this dream. I have it since I'm a child, young girl. But I'm not trying to only focus everything on that, because there's so many things and your life can change so drastically, you can have things that go like blooming for you, and there come things that boom, everything is just black, and it's just about to be prepared for that. And but for sure, all the hard work that I gave, or everyone, or athletes, or people that work hard to achieve dreams in that sense, they got there not like this, And this is something that one can say, is to work for it somehow, to get closer to something, but to realize that, and the theme of dreams are very present in my work, the whole unconsciousness, everything. So this aspect of reality and fantasy, and I love it. So I live with it. So for me, it's something very natural. But I find it interesting because it's a question one get asked, and already as a child, what is your dream? What is your dream? It's so interesting to notice how they respond, also depending on the places, When you talk to someone, my dream would be to be able to burn my passport and to go home. And someone else is like, I want to be a pilot. And it's just fascinating to see this also, There's so many informations that come in, if I don't know, you meet someone who is suddenly getting a disease, his only wish is to get better. And it's not about getting 200,000 euro. So it's so depending on the context.
I guess we are grateful for what is happening. That's the most important. And we are very grateful that you accepted to have an interview with us. And we would like to have the exclusive interview when you fulfill your dream to choreograph for Paris.
Yes, I will take it with me. You will get best row seats. No, for sure. I mean, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.